Hi, my name is Tomer Peretz. I'm an artist, lives in Los Angeles, California. You guys actually got me on middle of the work on Abraham Lincoln and the Civil War. Um, what you see here right now is obviously a portrait of his face, and the white part is the actual Civil War. The idea is to bring the Civil War into his face, and pretty much the point is to compare between the Civil War we had many years ago to the Civil War we had those days, I guess. That's pretty much it. I'm not a big talker ever, but you know I'm gonna work on a painting. I would like, I'm inviting you guys to my studio to join me while I'm working on Abraham Lincoln. I hope you guys are gonna have fun. I'm using oil paint on wood. What you see here, it's a custom wood with you're probably asking yourself, what is this? You know, it looks cool, but that's a very, I was trying to find or to create actually, I created that like a nice modern surface for the paintings. Most of my paintings lately are made with those twists on the wood, just because I want to bring I want to create a personality to the actual surface as I'm creating a personality on the painting, basically.
Tomer, can you tell us a little bit what got you into painting?
I was actually painting since I remember myself starting getting bored at school. I was painting on my desks. I was doing graffiti in Israel. I was born in Jerusalem. Grew up and raised in Jerusalem, and I just find myself like painting everywhere on my desk and graffiti, and moved to Los Angeles 12 years ago, and just started painting on canvases on different pieces, and started selling my paintings. I decided that this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. Just to keep create whatever I see and whatever I get inspired, whatever I see out there.
Can you talk to us a little bit about the messages that you're hoping to express through your painting? You mentioned that you're not a big talker and you like to express yourself through your art. What are some of the things that distinguish you from other artists? What are things that you like to express in your artwork?
It's a good question. I basically like to express everything I feel. If I have anxiety or I'm watching some movie or everything I see on a daily basis, I would like to express in my paintings. What you see right now is my inspiration with what's going on today out there. Like I see it as a civil war. Like, you can call it however you want. I think it's a civil war. Maybe people don't go out on the street and start shooting each other, but they do it online, and this is what inspired me to paint that cool guy, because hopefully someone will wake up and will stop it. and that's what inspired me, basically. I just paint everything that I see that affect my life, pretty much. I'm I'm not watching a lot of TV. I'm not reading a lot of news. I'm trying to, to stay in my corner in my studio. But I do hear. I'm not living in a bubble or something. I see what's going on. It's interesting, and that's my way to express it. Like as I said, I'm not a big talker. I'm not a speaker. I'm a painter, and I paint everything that affects my life, pretty much. So I can paint a soccer game, and I can paint my dog that right now you're petting, and I can paint a governor or an actor or everything. In these moment, I'm painting Abraham Lincoln.
You've chosen a pretty pro-American theme, Abe Lincoln. Is that something that you typically see in the Los Angeles artist community? Do you stand out in some way?
You know what? It's so funny you asking that question. I never put attention to it until people start to ask me, like, why do that? Why do that? Like, I don't have an explanation. I like America. I like everything that's going on here, and I have my own opinion that I guess most of artists don't like my opinion. It's but I never put attention to it. Like I moved down here 12 years ago, and I just realized that my opinion doesn't really go with the rest of the artists. Some of them, like I have a lot of friends, artists that are totally cool with my art, but I had some sad stories. So I like America, and I realized, actually, only a few years after that, my opinion is not that artistic, I guess.
What do you mean?
I don't know. I believe in the system. I believe that we need to have a system in order to manage our life. Most of artists, they don't believe in the system. They want to create their own system, which is totally cool. That's their point of view. But did I explain myself? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I did. I don't know.
How many more hours would it take to complete Abraham Lincoln? What percent is done?
No way I will be able to answer that question. I don't know. Maybe 80%, maybe 5%. I have no idea. Seriously. Until I get tired. Because there is no finished product with my paintings. I like, you can see them in the rest of the painting in my studio, and I cannot tell that I finished them. I hang them because I need some more room over here, but I have no idea. I don't know.
Do you have an idea in your head of what it's going to look like? And then
I have a generic idea.
So it's not like you see it in your head and then you're painting it out.
No, I have a generic idea, and I can tell you that it changed. It changed with my mood, with my expectations. Sometimes I'm planning on getting certain details, and I don't succeed. Like I don't get what I want to get sometimes, so it changed sometimes the techniques and the details.
Do you ever feel like you've really finished a painting, or do you always think, oh, I could have done so much more?
I think this is one of my struggles that I always have something bad to say about my paintings. There's always a way to make it better. And especially with the time, when time goes by, I see even more potentials in some of my pieces. Like, if, for example, I'll finish this painting in about 2 weeks, I can be happy about, like, with the painting, but then 6 months after, I was like, oh my god, that's horrible. Like, how did I even show that? How did I even live stream that? so I might be regret. I don't know, but it's part of the process. It's part of the growing process of an artist, I think.
What advice would you have for young artists who want to do it for a living, especially, let's say, if they are more on the conservative side of the spectrum, which is not so popular in the art world?
I don't think it's got to do with conservative or I think just do it. Who cares? Who cares? I really don't. Well, there you go. I do it. I just do it.
Is there a risk?
You gotta be real with yourself. You can't fake it. If you fake it, you're not gonna make it. It's not gonna happen. People are not gonna like your work. Don't fake it. Just be real. And I think the real artists, like the real people who like art and appreciate art, they will appreciate first honesty, then you're trying to be like other artists. I'm not trying to be somebody else. I'm just trying to be myself. And that's real me. I don't think I'm doing something wrong by being conservative. I'm actually proud of it.
Do you feel like you have to be quiet about it in your profession, or you'll say whatever you want?
Well, I don't say whatever I want, because as I said before, I'm not a big speaker. I'm not a big talker. I think I cannot sit right now with someone who has a different opinion and start arguing about what I think about that. It's not my style. I don't do that. Like, I can hang out with any kind of person. I express my opinion, my feelings in my art. So I don't say a lot. You're not gonna see me right now posting like a bunch of crazy stuff online and stuff like that. No, I'm not trying to create a propaganda or something. Maybe in the past, in the past, I was more into it. A little bit after I was in the Israeli military, and maybe in the past I was more into sharing my opinion. But I'm accepting other people. I'm accepting every person. It's just my art speaks by itself.
Something that's kind of hard to see through the video, but we can see here, is that the canvas is a little curved. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, as I said before, that I was painting on canvases for years, and I started to get bored. Like, it was canvas. It's a surface. It's a canvas. It's stretched or not stretched. Doesn't matter. And you start painting on it, and I think that the actual surface is supposed to get a personality. You know, I wanted to give a personality to the actual surface, and I wanted to give a modern personality to the surface. So, you know, I was trying different things, and then one day, I went to Best Buy, and I saw the new Curves TV. You see that, the Curve TV, right? I'm like, you know what? That's interesting. But not like I can paint on that, but it looks like a TV, so I don't want it to look like a TV. And then this is how I came up with the idea of creating a twist to the surface. And right now, when you look at the paintings, it looks like it gives a different personality, not just to the painting, to the actual surface. So that's pretty much where it came from.
So we're gonna zoom in on the figures that are sort of in the white part of Lincoln's head right now. Can you talk about looks like pencil marks that are in there now? The men fighting?
Yeah, that's the genetic idea. That's not gonna happen. Yeah, you can zoom in. Definitely.
So it's not going to look exactly like that. But what is that in there? What's the sketch? What is it a sketch of?
You're gonna see people fighting. You're gonna see people fighting like the old-fashioned, like a Civil War, like, you know, years ago. That's pretty much what you're gonna see inside his face.
So you don't know in your head right now exactly what it's going to look like. It's just going to kind of evolve.
I have a generic idea. I know that I want like a line, you know, like a battle line of both sides, and I know that I want a depth. Right now, there's no depth. I know that I wanted to do it colorful. It's not going to be black and white. I made everything black and white because I wanted that the Civil War will pop up, and you're gonna see Civil War over here, and you're gonna see it over here, and inside the face it's all gonna be like, you see the hair is kind of framed everything, right? And over here, I'm planning. I was planning it. I'm not saying this is what you're gonna see, but the idea is to paint someone like popping out of the frame of his body, basically.
Is there a painting that you're basing this off of?
Yep. I'm getting references. Usually, I can say 99% of my references, it's a photos that I take. It's a reference that I create. But obviously, you know, I couldn't meet these guys, so you know, we got these photos online, and the Civil War is also a reference that I get online from different photos that just put some things together, and then I created the actual reference. And I do need a reference in order to paint. Meaning, I need an idea. I can't say I need the complete idea. Even if I need them, it's not going to happen. But I need a generic idea of how it's going to look like. Without a reference, I'm not going to be able to paint. I'm going to be like, I can paint. It's not going to come out good. Sorry, it's my dog.
Do you stretch your canvas yourself and you make it curve like that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a carpenter who's helped me with the frame, and I do all the plaster. There's like maybe 4 quotes of plaster, to make it smooth. Like if you're gonna touch the actual, if I have an empty one over here, it's really smooth. So the wood doesn't absorb the paint, so it's so easy to go with a brush on the wood, which is a whole different way than canvas.
Someone asks, why do you work from the bottom of the portrait up?
Wow, what a good question.
His name is Max Cloverfield. He asked in the comments.
I have to say that usually I start with the eyes. I usually start with the eyes, but we're not gonna see eyes over here, and I usually start with the eyes. It's just because we're not gonna have eyes over here. Great question. Even most of the artists I know of, starting from the top part of the face. That's an interesting question. Is he an artist?
I don't know. He must be, to ask that type of question. Someone asks, how long did it take to grow your beard? Tomer asks.
I get these questions like 5 to 10 times a day. I'm actually I trim my beard. I didn't shave that for like maybe 2 years. Yeah, last time I was not even like you. Like last time I was like you was like maybe 6 years ago. But takes some time, a lot of work.
How old were you when you started painting?
Yeah, I remember my first graffiti. It was one of the coolest projects, actually. It was at school. Almost been kicked out, but they couldn't prove it was me, so they let me stay. But yeah, like around 10. Yeah, elementary school.
Mark Boyle asks if you plan to add color to this.
Yeah. Yeah, the Civil War will be colorful. Very colorful. Blue, green, brown, yellow, orange.
Tomer, thank you so much for letting us hang out with you. We're going to let you work and stop distracting you, and we'd love to come back and see how the painting is looking when it's complete.
Sure, of course. Absolutely. Yeah. You're welcome.